Okay, so welcome to Ignite 2.0 Spark Elemental Session 8 Financial Basics. Today we are going to walk through the financial basics of the economics and the economic model from the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. So we know what successful agents do every single day is they grow their business and they run their business. And in growing your business, you're looking at lead generating for buyers and sellers. You're making seller listing presentations and getting listings. You're making buyer presentations and getting listings. And you are previewing real estate. Under the run your business, you're marketing seller listings. You're showing buyers houses, negotiating contracts, transaction management to closing, vendor management, setting goals, compliance and risk management, attending training, and getting coaching. And then you are also managing your money. So first we're going to, in the roadmap of this session, we're going to look at the perspective of becoming a licensed real estate agent. And when you become your licensed real estate agent, you don't necessarily learn how to handle your finances. And that's not something that's talked about when you first get your license. So today we're going to dive into the practices that are going to be put into place to ensure that you have a financially sound business and you can fund your big life. So Keller Williams, of course, is known for the models and systems and technology. So we offer powerful tools driven by technology to help you pursue your personal business goals. To use the proven models of the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, you will have a smart and sound business. So in the habits here for financially sound business, you're going to see that these are very important habits. So first, you're going to set a profit goal that funds your big life and pursue the activities to achieve it. And that's one of the Ignite sessions that you cover, setting big goals that matter. Having a big why, that's vitally important to having the habits that then affect that big why. Two, you're going to estimate, save for, and pay your taxes on time. I know this is surprising, but this is a opportunity that a lot of real estate agents have. They're not seeing their gross commission as something that later is going to have a cost to it, including taxes. And so learning how to manage that money is vitally important. Three, you're going to use the proven models and systems of the MREA chart of accounts. We'll look into that and show you what that looks like and how that's going to help you. And then four, be fiscally savvy by reviewing your financials monthly, looking at your numbers, know your numbers, know your numbers, know your numbers. Five, pay yourself a salary. And six, prepare now for a financially secure future. Gary Keller says, money is good for the good it can do. That's very wise. When you set your goals, you become keenly aware of how many transactions you need to achieve your goals. This is going to be the money that you use to fund your big life, and that is going to be to do good, like Gary talks about. So we're going to look at whether these two scenarios are financially sound or unsound. These two scenarios represent a transaction closed by a solo agent, Jessica Campbell, where she is closing on her home and will share, and her share of the commission is $9,000. So if you look on the left side, you see the commission sold. That's the gross commission of $9,000. It's then processed and her company dollar split has come off, and now her check received is $57.60. She puts $57.60 in her personal account and $57.60 essentially in her wallet. She does not leave money for business savings, and she does not leave money for tax savings. On the second scenario, Jessica receives a gross commission of $9,000. She receives then her portion after the company dollar has been taken off of $57.60. She puts $1,728 in her business bank account. She puts $4,032 in her personal bank account. She then applies tax savings. She has a tax savings account, and there's $1,613, and then she splits that out for self-employment tax and the federal tax. Then what goes in her wallet is the $2,419. Which scenario is more financially sound? Of course, the side where she's saving her 40% for taxes. It may be a high number, so of course check with your CPA, but I would always rather have more than get to tax time and go, oh my goodness, I don't have it. So just be financially responsible, save for taxes. Most agents, at no fault of their own, are not taught how to handle their commission so that they are able to make wise choices with it. In scenario one, there's no money left over to pay taxes or to save for the business. So what we're aiming for in this class is for you to understand and embrace the smarter model, and that will help you grow your business, it will pay your taxes and fund your life. So it's just a matter of taking the commission that you earn and making sure that it is divided up so that you are not stuck in April going, oh my goodness, I owe taxes on all this money that I made. So just making sure that everything is accounted for, all of your expenses and cost of sale, and we'll dive deeper into that. In this case, Jessica put 40% back for the taxes. And she had the proper accounting with that business account. So she was incorporated and had her LLC, and so that business account was part of her operation. So we're going to now look at the Millionaire Real Estate Agent models, or the MREA. If you're new to Keller Williams, we have our own language, and MREA stands for Millionaire Real Estate Agent. If you have not bought this book, I have a special leadership version. But if you have not already bought this book, you need to buy this book, and you need to go ahead and start digging into it. All of the Ignite, all of the Bold, most of the training that we take in the Market Center is based on the financial, foundations and models from the MREA. And so you'll hear a lot about it, but I highly recommend, it's a valuable read. Some of the lead generation tactics and things need to be updated a little bit, but it's very valuable. If you start applying the principles and the foundations to your business now, you'll be built on a solid foundation. So in the MREA economic model, we believe that you have 100% of your income, your gross commission. Then you're going to divide out expenses and then look at your profit, because we know that all income does not equal profit. So in our model, we have 100% of the gross commission. Then you're going to estimate 30% for cost of sale, 30% for operating expenses, and be left over with 40% net income profit. In the example to the right here, it says $10,000 commission check. Your cost of sales would be $3,000. Your operating expenses are then $3,000, and then your profit is $4,000. Now we're going to look at the flow of money to make sure that we're understanding what comes in is not exactly profit. So the goal of your real estate business, of course, is to profit. So the formula that's commonly used to calculate profit is income minus expenses equals profit. And that's not incorrect, and yet it's not the model we use to set and track our profit goals each month. So what we do is ask ourselves the following strategic questions. How much money do I want in my bank account at the end of the year? How many homes do I need to sell to achieve my profit goal? How can I minimize my expenses to maximize my net income? There are the questions regarding the flow of money seen here. So, what is your goal? How many homes do you have to sell to meet your goal? And then what are ways you can minimize your expense to maximize your net? So your income, you're going to have a select number of sources where your income comes from. You have listing income, sales income, referral income, and leasing income. This is what goes into your business. Now, cost of sale is something that people don't think a lot about unless you're running a business like a business, and then you're highly aware of the cost of sale and your operating expenses. So the costs are expenses related to each transaction you make. It's the cost of making the sale. So some examples are company dollar paid into the office, your broker fee, royalty or franchise fees. So our royalty at Keller Williams. Commissions or splits paid to any employees inside of your office, inside of your sales. So if you're splitting something with someone, or if, say, you have an assistant that you're paying off of each transaction, that's going to be a cost of sale. And then your referral fees are also a cost of sale. Cost of sale are not the only expenses you're going to have. You'll have more in your real estate business. You're going to also have operating expenses that are going to help you run your business. So we're going to dig into the cost of sale a little bit here. So this exercise here, you're going to see three formulas. These formulas represent your net commission based on whether or not you've capped on company dollar, royalty, or both. For this example, we're assuming that you're on a 70-30 split, meaning 30% of your gross commission will be paid to the market center in the form of company dollar, and your 6% royalty based on your gross commission if you're not yet capped. So that's going to equal your net commission. If you have already capped on royalty and not yet capped on company dollar, it's going to be a different, because that 6% will come off. Okay, so let's look at it really quickly. Let's see where it goes. There'll be an additional example here in a second. Let me see. So your gross commission income, say our average price point here in Montgomery is $150,000. That gross commission is $4,500, $4,500. So in the first box on number 1, you'll have $4,500 minus $4,500 times 30% minus $4,500 times 6%. And that's going to equal your net commission. So in our first box, we have $4,500 is the total gross commission. Then we're going to subtract out my handy dandy calculator here. 4,500 times 0.3. 1,350 minus then the 4,500 times 0.6, 270 equals, okay? So then we go back to the top. 4,500 minus 1,350 minus 270 equals $2,880 would be your net commission from a closing where the price point was $150,000. That was the closing price. Now, this is if you are not capped on either company dollar or royalty. So we're going to say in this next instance, number 2, you're capped on royalty, which the formula is not correct for that. So you're capped on royalty. What is your company dollar? So then you have your 4,500 minus your 1,350, because that was your gross commission divided by 30% or multiplied by 30%. And that leaves you with your net commission of $3,150. If you are completely capped, you get the entire $4,500. So that just is, these show the difference in what that looks like. It also, inside of command, when you enter that commission in, the formula auto-populates and shows you how close you are to capping, your balance of capping on company dollar and on royalty. So you can kind of keep up with that and see where you're at. But when you're capped on royalty and you're capped on company dollar, you are earning 100% of your gross commission income. So now that we've covered the model, we're going to do an activity, which we just did an activity. I want you to do an activity to look through this next slide as I walk through it, okay? So here is how to plan for your future with profit. You look at your net profit goal, and then you divide that by 60%. You get your gross profit. You divide that by 40%, and you get your gross commission income needed. You then have your divide your gross commission by your average commission. So our average commission is $4,500. If you've been in the business a while, you're going to take your personal average commission, because that's going to be dependent on your personal average sales price. And whether or not you take the more of a 2.5% versus a 3%, there's a lot of calculation in that. You can look at your own track record and your trends to see what is your average commission income. You're going to anticipate your cost of sale with your royalty and company dollar cap, and then you're going to look at your operating expenses to multiply your GCI by 30%. And we're going to walk through it so you don't have to memorize all of this. So we're going to say we want to make $100,000 in real estate in the next 12 months. And that's a pretty common goal. Dividing $100,000 by 60%, you're going to get the 166,666. And then when you divide the gross profit, getting your gross profit goal by 40%, you get the 416,666. We then, in this example, the average commission was $7,500. Now, our example, to do a little math here, it's 92.5 homes for us. So you might as well say 93 homes. Let me double check that really quickly. Yeah, that's correct. For this example, it's 56 homes, and our royalty plus company dollar is the 23 total cap. And this means that the operating expense will be around $124,000. So just do that math for yourself. How much do you want to earn net profit? And then you're going to look at you'll get the gross profit goal, and you're anticipating the 40% tax liability. And so we're going to increase that to the 60%. And that's where you get that 60 on the first line. And then the 40 is to see how much gross commission you need to achieve to attain that profit goal, and calculate the number of homes you need to sell to get there. All right. Some best practices for success, of course, include seeking professional with helping with your personal and business budgets and accounts for your tax expenses, your other savings and things like that, to make sure that you have a CPA that is assisting you with all of this, of course. And so let's just make sure that in your best practices, you're setting yourself up for success. You're gaining clarity on your big life, your hopes and dreams. You're setting your personal goals and business budget. You set up your business entity like we talked about in the beginning of today's session. You're opening additional bank accounts for taxes, expenses, and other savings, and speaking with your CPA or attorney. You want to download and use the MREA chart of accounts that's already in our Facebook group, and anybody that doesn't have it, I'm happy to share that with you if you cannot find that. And then you want to purchase and download tax accounting software that's going to help you keep track of everything. You're set your dates and pay your estimated taxes quarterly is a best practice. And then prepare for your future with insurance, savings, and investments. So throughout Ignite, this being the next to the last session together, I know that you guys know that we always talk through ahas and talk about the achievement and how we feel and what we're thinking. As far as this class goes, the financial basics, it's very important to me that not only are you licensed to help people with their biggest asset and help people build wealth for themselves, but that our agents are also embodying that and being financially responsible and taking care of everything on the front end so that there can be an extremely high level of achievement as the growth happens, as the business is built, and as things progress, and making sure that there's no going, oh my goodness, I didn't realize. And we want to provide a high level of training here at the office to make sure that that's something that none of our agents have the opportunity to say it wasn't, they weren't aware that there are basic things and best practices to make sure you're taken care of. So just be sure that you look into that. We had an accountant join us at a business meeting, I want to say in the spring, and it is in our YouTube channel archive where she joined and spoke to us about best practices. We're constantly having different people speak on this topic and things like that. So if you have a best practice, share with us. And if this session brought some ahas to you, I would love to hear them. And I hope that it is meaningful and valuable to you in especially new agents building their business, that there is a strong foundation to build that business on. And our daily 10-4, 10 contacts added daily, 10 conversations a day, 10 handwritten notes, and previewing 10 homes per week. This is definitely going to set you up for success at a high level when you lean into these activities. So scripts are vitally important. For those of you involved in Bold, there's a lot of those scripts in the Ignite toolkit. It has scripts, it has tools you can use for open houses, buyer questionnaires, qualifications. And so be sure to take advantage of those. Find yourself a script and role play partner so that you can always be getting better. You're uncovering motivations, you're identifying objections, you're closing deals, and you're also speaking in terms that the customer understands. It helps you build confidence and it helps you lead generate more effectively. Of course, the do not call, make sure that we've had some difficulty here at the Market Center switching over our do not call registry, but just make sure that if you're not using a massive phone dialer or cold calling and purchasing a list somewhere, you should be okay if you're calling your sphere of influence or connections on Facebook, social media, or for sale by owners, things like that. Just making sure that you're in compliance, being respectful and aware of the conversation that you're having, so that there's no sense of harassment, that you're always honoring the consumer's request. All right, you can always get help on command and in Connect. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out and ask me. I'm here, Vicki Wadsworth, our productivity coach is here, and we're here to help you succeed. And so I hope that this session on financial basics was helpful to you. You can also seek more information in the economic model in the MREA. And just know that your gross commission definitely is always going to have a cost of sale. There are always going to be expenses as you treat your business like a business and run it like a business. And so account for those along with taxes, and you will go very far. Lean into your big why and your purpose for doing what you're doing. And I'm proud of you guys, and I hope you'll have a great day. Thanks.